Hello students, in today's lecture we will learn laws of motion theory part 2. In today's lecture we will learn first is free body diagram, second is constant motion, third is equilibrium of concurrent forces, and fourth is friction, fifth is types of friction, and sixth we will learn angle of friction, seven is angle of repose, and eight is acceleration of a block on applying a force over a rough surface. So these are the topics which we will learn in today's lecture. Disclaimer: the images used in our slide deck are for educational purposes only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in the deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. So, laws of motion is our topic. Concept is free body diagram, or we can say FBD, free body diagram. So, a free body diagram FBD consists of a diagrammatized representation of a single body or subsystem of bodies isolated from its surrounding, showing all forces acting on it. Like this. This is a block, and this block showing all forces acting on it. While stretching a free body diagram, the following points should be kept in mind. Here, this is a block have on a inclined plane. This is inclined plane making angle phi, and this block on the inclined plane, and the forces acting on it. First force is the mg, which is weight, and weight is acted vertically downward due to acceleration due to gravity. Clear? So this is mg, and the resolve this mg we get two components. First is mg cos phi, second is mg sin phi. Clear? So this is the FBD of the this block. Clear? And normal reaction always acts normal to the surface on the on which the body is kept. Clear? So when two bodies A and B, this two bodies, this is body A and this is body B, are connected by a string. This body is connected by a string. This is a string. This one is the string. The tension for object A, tension for this object A towards B, and for object B, tension is towards A. So here two body, or we can say when two objects are interconnected by a string, so there is a force present, and that force is a tension force. Clear? In this diagram, A is towards B and B is towards A. Clear? So this is the tension between the two bodies. Clear? Next is constraint motion. Constraint motion. So if two blocks masses m1 and m2 are placed on a perfectly smooth surface, this is two blocks m1, mass m1 and m2. This is two blocks and are in contact. Both are in contact. So when two blocks have in contact with their masses m1 and m2, acceleration of the blocks, these blocks, A is equal to F divided by f1 plus m2. Why this is the acceleration? Because this mass is attached, or we can say masses are together on a surface, smooth surface. That's why the total masses is m1 plus m2. So in case of acceleration, we consider this is a one body or have a mass m1 plus m2 because both is attached. So A equal to F divided by m1 plus m2 is the acceleration of the blocks and the contact force acting normally. So a block system is shown in the figure. This one m1 m2, the force is acting on this block. In that case, acceleration is A equal to F divided by m1 plus m2. Clear? This is the acceleration. And the contact force between this block m1 and m2, contact force F equal to m1, m1a is equal to m1f divided by m1 plus m2. So this is the contact force between the blocks. Clear? So here two cheese. So here two things are important. First is the contact force. Second is the acceleration of a block, which is A. Clear? So this is the constant motion. Next is for a block of mass m placed on a fixed, perfectly smooth inclined plane of angle theta, the forces acting on the block are shown in the figure. This is the figure. So here this is a block, mass is m, and the weight is acting vertically downward, which is mg. So the forces present on this block, or we can say acting on this block, is first is weight, and resolve this weight. This first is mg sine theta, and second is mg cos theta. For balance, there is a reaction which is n, and this is f, or we can say this is frictional force. Clear? And block is slipping from the this inclined plane, so there is an acceleration. So this is the constant motion. Next is if a block of mass m is placed on a smooth movable wedge of mass m, which in turn is placed on the smooth surface, then a force F is applied on the wedge horizontally. Clear? So the acceleration of the wedge and the block is A equal to F divided by m plus m. This one is the acceleration. So force on the block F is equal to m plus m. A is equal to m plus m g tan theta. This one. So for block system shown in the figure, acceleration of the system A is equal to F divided by m1 plus m2 plus m3. So in that case, this is the body m1, m2 and m3. The acceleration is this one. Force is acting F and mass is m1 plus m2 plus m3. This one. Clear? So this is the acceleration. Tension in the string. So T1 is equal to m2 plus m3. This is the T1. The tension is m2 plus m3 multiplied by A, which is equal to F multiplied by m3 plus m2 and m1 plus m2 plus m3. So and tension T2 is m3A, which is equal to F m3 divided by m1 plus m2 plus m3. This one. So for a block system shown in the figure, acceleration is A is equal to F divided by m1 plus m2 plus m3. So here this tension T1 is acting towards B, and this here tension is acting towards A. So on that basis, this formula is can be calculated. So tension in this string, we can say T1 is equal to m1 F divided by m1 plus m2 plus m3, and T2 is equal to m1 plus m2 multiplied by F divided by m1 plus m2 plus m3. So this is the tension T1 and this is tension T2. Clear? So next is for a block system suspended freely from a rigid support. This is a block is suspended freely from a rigid support as shown in the figure. The acceleration of the system A equal to 0 and string tension is T1 equal to M1, M2, M3 and G, and T2 is equal to M2 plus M3, M2 plus M3 into G, and T3 equal to this one M3G. So there is a three tension T1, T2 and T3. Clear? For a block system and pulley as shown in the figure, value of acceleration of the system A equal to M1 plus M2, M1 plus M2 minus M3, because the acceleration is have in this direction. In this direction. Clear? That's why here minus sign is present. Multiply by G divided by M1 plus M2 plus M3. So this is the acceleration of the system. And tension T1 is equal to 2M1 M3 divided by M1 plus M2 plus M3. So M1 plus M2 multiply by G divided by this term is the tension. And tension T2 here 2M3 M1 plus M2 multiply by G divided by M1 plus M2 plus M3. So tension T is total tension T is equal to 2 T2, which is equal to 4 M3 M1 plus M2 multiply by G divided by M1 plus M2 plus M3. So this is just formulas based on constant motion. Clear? For tension, for acceleration, for different bodies. Single body have a mass M1, two bodies M1 M2, three bodies M1 M2 M3. Clear? So this is just formulas. So for the pulley and block arrangement as shown in the figure, we have this one. This is the pulley and the block arrangement. Here the acceleration body moves downward, so acceleration is acted here in this direction, vertically downward is the acceleration, and this is the acceleration because net force, or we can say net acceleration, have in this direction. So net acceleration A equal to net accelerating force divided by total mass. So net accelerating force we have calculated from this diagram, which is M1 minus M2, M1 minus M2 divide multiply by G divided by M1 plus M2 plus M. This M1 plus M divided plus this M. So adding all total mass. Oh, so this is the acceleration, or we can say net acceleration. So tension T1 is equal to M1 G minus A is equal to M plus 2 M2 M1G divided by M plus M1 plus M2, and tension T2 M2 G plus A is equal to M1 2 M1 plus M multiply by M2G divided by M plus M1 plus M2. So this is the T2. Clear? This is the T2. So this is the just formulas for different bodies. Clear? If one more body is present here, in that case the T2 will be changed. Clear? If one more pulley is present here, in that case the T1 is will be changed. Clear? So it depends on the body and pulleys. Clear? Next is for system of block and pulley with a smooth inclined plane as shown in the figure. We have this one M1 acceleration downward, and this is M2. So there are weight is M2G, and resolving this M2G, the M2G sin theta and M2G cos theta. Clear? And this tension is T and acceleration is in this direction. In this direction. Clear? So net acceleration A equal to M1 minus M2 sin theta divided by M1 plus M2 multiply by G, if M1G is greater than M2G sin theta. Clear? So this is the constant motion. Next is alpha. For alpha equal to M2 sin theta minus M1 multiply by G divided by M1 plus M2, if M1G is less than M2G sin theta. And tension in the string for this body T equal to M1 G minus A M1 M2 1 plus sin theta divided by M1 plus M2. Clear? For a pulley and block system, smooth double inclined plane. So in the figure, this one. Clear? Here two blocks are present, and this formula is based on for this one. Clear? So for this, the net acceleration m2 sine theta 2 minus m1 sine theta 1 multiplied by g divided by m1 plus m2. So this is the net acceleration for this body. Here theta 2, this is waste for theta 2 is greater than theta 1 and m2 is greater than m1. And the tension in the string is T is equal to m1 m2 sine theta 1 plus sine theta 2 multiplied by g divided by m1 plus m2. So this is the tension. So here all the terms which is using is changed if the system changed. Clear? So it depends on the system and bodies. Next is equilibrium of concurrent forces. So if a number of forces act on a same point, they are called concurrent forces. The necessary condition for equilibrium of a body under the action of concurrent forces is that the vector sum of all the forces acting on the body must be 0. Mathematically, summation f net is equal to 0, summation fx is equal to 0, similarly summation fy equal to 0, and summation fz is equal to 0. So, from Lamy theorem, for three concurrent forces in equilibrium position, this one. So, P divided by sine alpha, Q divided by sine beta is equal to R divided by sine gamma. Clear? Next is friction. Friction. So, whenever an object actually slides or rolls over the surface of another body or tends to do so, a force opposing the relative motion starts acting between these two surfaces in contact. It is known as a friction or the force due to friction. Force of friction acts in a tangential direction to the surface in the contact. Clear? So this is the definition of the friction. Clear? This is the definition of the friction. Types of friction. There we will learn two friction. First is static friction. It is the opposing force that comes into play when a body is at rest and a force acts to move it over the surface of another body. It is a self-adjusting force and is always equal and opposite to the applied force. Second force is limiting force. It is the limiting or we can say maximum value of static friction when a body is just on the verge of the starting average of the starting motion over the surface of another body. Clear? So this is, suppose this is a body and this is applied force F, and when applied, this is the applied force F having in this direction and the frictional force which is equal to mu n having in this direction. So both are opposing to each other. The force of limiting friction F between the surfaces of two bodies is directly proportional to the normal reaction at the point of contact. Mathematically, we can express is Fl is equal to mu n. This one. Clear? So mu L is equal to Fl divided by mu n, where mu L is the coefficient of limiting friction. Mu L is the coefficient of limiting friction for the given surfaces in the contact. Clear? Next is types of friction. So third is kinetic friction. It is the opposing force that comes into play when one body is actually slides over the surface of another body. Force of kinetic friction Fk is directly proportional to the normal reaction n, and the ratio is Fk divided over n is called coefficient of kinetic friction, which is mu k, and value of mu k is slightly less than mu naught. So mu k is less than mu naught. Clear? So this is mu naught. Whenever the limiting friction is converted into kinetic friction, body starting motion with a lurch. Clear? Fourth is rolling friction. Fourth is rolling friction. It is opposing the force that comes into play when a body of symmetric shape, wheel or cylindrical or disc, etc., rolls over a surface of another body. Force of rolling friction Fr is directly proportional to the normal reaction N and inversely proportional to the radius R of the wheel. So Fr is directly proportional to N by R, or Fr is equal to mu R N by R. This one, this relation. Clear? The constant mu r is known as the coefficient of rolling friction. Mu r as the unit and the dimensions of length. Magnitude wise, mu r is less than mu k or mu l. Clear? So this is for the magnitude wise. The value of rolling friction is much smaller than the value of sliding friction. And ball bearings are used to reduce the wear and tear and energy loss against friction. Clear? So this is the types of friction. Next is angle of friction. So angle of friction is defined as the angle theta, which the resultant R of the force of limiting friction Fl. Fl is the limiting friction and normal reaction N subtends with the normal reaction. The tangent of angle of the friction is equal to the coefficient of friction mu equal to tan theta. So this is the surface and applied force having this direction, and this is the R, we can say, resultant, and this theta and normal acting upward. So angle of friction is here is theta, which is acting in opposite direction of applied force. Clear? Next is angle of repose. So angle of repose is the least angle of the inclined plane or given surface with the horizontal such that the given body placed over the plane just begins to slide down without getting accelerated, like this inclined plane. The tangent of the angle repose is equal to the coefficient of friction. Hence, we conclude that the angle of friction theta is equal to the angle of repose phi. In limiting condition, F1 is equal to mg sin phi and n equal to mg cos phi. This one. So F1 divided by n is equal to tan phi. So F1 divided by n is equal to mu s is equal to tan phi. Clear? So this is the just relation between the frictions and normal. Next is acceleration produced by applying force to block placed on a rough surface. Acceleration of a block on a horizontal surface as shown in figure this. Here force acting in this direction and friction opposite. Weight in downward and normal this. So this is the resolved or valence forces. So A equal to F minus F divided by M is equal to F minus mu mg divided by M. So A equal to F divided by M minus mu g. And where mu is the coefficient of kinetic friction between the two surfaces in contact. And acceleration of block sliding down a rough inclined plane as shown in the figure this. A equal to g sine alpha minus mu cos alpha. Clear? So this is the acceleration after resolving the all components of acting forces. Clear? Next is retardation of a block sliding up a through inclined plane as shown in the figure. A is equal to g sine alpha plus mu cos alpha. This one. So this is a block and weight mg normal n and component is mg sin alpha and mg cos alpha. Angle is alpha. Clear? So this is the FBD of inclined plane. Next is summary. So we learned first is free body diagram, a graphical representation of forces acting on an object, aiding in analysis of motion. Second is constant motion, motion of objects that are linked or connected affecting their acceleration and forces. Third is equilibrium of concurrent forces, the state where the amplitude forces acting at a point balance each other and resulting in no motion. Clear? Third is friction, the resistance encountered when the surface slides over another affecting motion. And next is types of friction, including static, kinetic, and rolling friction, each with distinct characteristics. Next is angle of friction. Angle of friction. Here, the angle at which the object begins to slide on a surface due to the applied force. And next is angle of repose, the slippest angle at which the sloped surface is stable and determined by friction. Clear? Angle of repose, the steepest angle. Clear? At which slope is surface is stable, determined by the friction. Next is acceleration produced by the applying force to block or placed on a rough surface. Analyzes how friction influences the motion of the objects when the forces is applied. So these are the summaries we learned in today's lecture. Clear? Or we can say these are the important points of the chapter laws of motion. Clear? This is the important concepts. Clear? Thank you.